Imagine turning on your TV, expecting to catch your favorite local show or a major sports event, only to find it suddenly gone. That's exactly what's happening to millions of DStv and Showmax viewers across South Africa right now. Canal+, the massive French media giant, has taken control of Multichoice, and they're not wasting any time shaking things up. But this isn't just another corporate reshuffle. What's unfolding behind the scenes could change the way we watch TV forever. Subscribers are already feeling the pinch. In just 2 years, Multichoice has lost nearly 3 million customers, with people jumping ship to Netflix, Amazon Prime, and other cheaper streaming services. Canal+ has already been juggling challenge after challenge. They recently renegotiated a massive deal with Warner Bros. Discovery for its channels, all while plotting to save hundreds of millions of euros by 2030. Each move is meant to stabilize the company, but every solution seems to lead to yet another headache for viewers and creators alike. This takeover didn't happen overnight. Canal+, one of Europe's most aggressive media players, has been circling Multichoice for years, quietly increasing its stake. And now, it's finally in control. For Canal+, this wasn't just another expansion deal. Africa represents one of the last major growth frontiers in pay TV and streaming. Multichoice, with DStv and Showmax under its belt, offered instant scale across the continent. Millions of households. Established infrastructure. Brand loyalty built over decades. On paper, it looked like a strategic masterstroke. But here's the catch. Canal+ didn't buy a thriving empire. It stepped into a company already under pressure. Subscriber numbers were sliding. Revenue was tightening. Competition from global streamers was relentless. To make this acquisition pay off, serious cost reductions would be needed. Canal+ announced plans to slash around 400 million euros in annual costs by 2030. Behind the scenes, executives in Paris are now signing off on decisions that were once made locally. Reports suggest key contracts, programming approvals, and even major sports acquisitions are no longer purely South African decisions. Power has shifted. Control has shifted. And with that shift comes a very different philosophy about spending. It's being described by some insiders as a reset. Others are calling it something more unsettling. Because when a global giant takes over a regional powerhouse, priorities change. Profit margins matter more. Emotional attachment to local content? Not so much. The numbers have to make sense first. And that shift in mindset is already starting to ripple outward. But the real pressure didn't start with Canal+. The warning signs were flashing long before Canal+ finalized the deal. Over the past 2 years alone, Multichoice lost a staggering 2.8 million subscribers. Families started tightening their budgets. Inflation hit hard. And suddenly, paying premium prices for satellite TV didn't feel as essential as it once did. Streaming services like Netflix and Amazon Prime Video offered cheaper, flexible options. For younger audiences especially, the shift felt inevitable. And this wasn't just about price. It was about control. On-demand viewing. Binge culture. Global content libraries updated weekly. Meanwhile, traditional satellite TV started to feel rigid. The numbers reflected that shift. As subscribers disappeared, revenue followed. And when revenue shrinks, executives start looking for savings fast. That's where Canal+ stepped in, inheriting not only a media giant, but a company fighting to stop the bleeding. To them, the math was clear. If nearly 3 million people have already left, how do you prevent millions more from walking away? Cut costs, restructure spending, reevaluate everything. But here's the uncomfortable part. Cost-cutting in media rarely happens in isolation. When budgets tighten, something always gives. Sometimes it's big sports rights. Sometimes it's channel lineups. Sometimes it's local productions. And the first cracks are already starting to show. The moment Canal+ took control, the calculators came out. Saving 400 million euros a year by 2030 isn't a suggestion, it's a mandate. And when a target that big is set, every department feels it. Every contract gets questioned. Every expense gets dissected. One of the biggest shifts? Supersport no longer holds the same power it once did. For years, SuperSport operated with significant autonomy when it came to acquiring sports rights. Big tournaments, niche championships, global events, if they believed audiences wanted it, they could fight for it. Now, reports suggest those decisions are being escalated to Canal Plus leadership in Europe. The final call isn't being made locally anymore. And that changes everything. Because sports rights aren't just expensive, they're fiercely competitive. If Canal Plus decides a tournament doesn't deliver enough return on investment, it simply doesn't get bought. At the same time, there's another layer of pressure. Canal Plus reportedly can't implement major layoffs immediately due to contractual obligations. So if staff reductions are limited in the short term, the savings have to come from somewhere else. Programming budgets become the obvious target. Acquisitions get trimmed. Renewals get delayed. Contracts sit longer before approval. Suppliers are pushed to renegotiate. Every rand is scrutinized. And internally, this kind of environment creates uncertainty.
Decisions slow down.
Teams wait for approvals from Paris. Projects that once moved quickly now stall in corporate review pipelines. To viewers, it might look subtle at first, but inside the company, the pressure reportedly feels far more intense. And the first public signs of that pressure? They showed up where fans least expected them, on the sports calendar. For the first time in years, DStv subscribers didn't have access to the Winter Olympics, an event that once felt automatic, guaranteed, part of the package. Suddenly, it wasn't there, and it didn't stop there. The World Darts Championship?
Gone.
Other international events quietly dropped. Reports suggest Canal Plus simply chose not to purchase the rights. From a corporate standpoint, it may have made financial sense. But for loyal subscribers, it feels different. For years, DStv built its reputation on being the home of premium sport in Africa. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. If global events like the Winter Olympics can be deemed non-essential, what else could be considered expendable? Canal Plus is chasing efficiency, profitability, and long-term sustainability. However, if the cuts go too deep, viewers may continue drifting toward other platforms. If Canal Plus manages to stabilize Multichoice without stripping away what made it special, this could mark the beginning of a stronger, more competitive era. Right now, we're in the middle of that shift. The outcome isn't clear. The strategy is still unfolding. And the real impact may only become obvious years from now. But one thing is certain, South African television will not look the same by the time this story finishes playing out. The only question left is, will viewers stick around long enough to see how it ends?